morning, everyone, and welcome to the Grade 3 International School Day Concert for 2015. Thank you to so many of our parents for coming us and joining us this morning. Thank you also to all the other classes for coming and joining us. Just a couple of announcements. One, if we could just minimise flash photography, that really helps with the performers. And secondly, I know how much fun it is to clap along when they're playing some of their songs, but for the instrumental pieces, if we could just hold our applause till right at the end, it really supports our grade 3s with their tempo and try and keep the correct tempo. So thank you so much in advance. We're going to open the show with a song from New Zealand, sung in Maori, and excuse my Maori pronunciation here, it's Rangatiara. So welcome and have a wonderful morning. Thank you.
Old Dan Tucker is an American folk song in the style that is often used for square dancing. Miss Phillips and Miss Yamanaka's classes first sight-read and then learned an accompaniment on recorder. They enjoyed singing the nonsense words of the song and used the lyrics to help them create original movement to go along with some traditional square dance moves.
Get out the way, old hands up, get out the way, old hands up,
folk song translates as biting wind. Miss Solberti's class had a goal of creating a mood on stage to reflect that title. They loved to sing and enjoyed working on their vocal technique. They read traditional notation and worked on their instrumental technique, on xylophone, recorders, and percussion. They created original choreography to complement the music.
Dance is a Scandinavian fighting dance that is quite comical in nature. This dance was invented by young men some 200 years ago, but can also be danced by women. It is a folk dance in ternary form, but with every A section you will see that the movements progressively become more aggressive. We first learned the dance in its original form. After watching several versions of this dance, we decided on which fighting movements was best for us to use. We have learned many dances in music class, but for this particular dance, we really had a lot of fun, as you will see.
Dance, and shadow puppetry from the Indonesian island of Bali, including an adaptation of the Balinese gamelan piece, Baris Gede Banda. The gamelan is a traditional music ensemble of Indonesia, made up of mostly metallophones and percussion instruments. With the help of Ms. Najib, students adapted a portion of the Balinese dance Tari Manipuri to go with their ensemble. Students decided to add an element of wayang kulit, or shadow puppet theater, to their performance. They explored different forms of music notation and worked with the elements of tempo and dynamics to create a more interesting sound for their performance. Students helped to write the script for the Shadow Puppet Theater based on a traditional Indonesian story.
Hope you enjoy our performance. Once upon a time, there was a great warrior, Prince Rama, who had a beautiful wife named Sita. There was also a terrible demon king, Ravana, and he was feared throughout the land. He wanted to make Sita his wife, and one day he kidnapped her and took her away to his island.
You're marrying me, Sita!
Clever Sita left a trail of glistening flower petals for Rama to follow. Rama followed the trail of glittering flower petals until after a very long search, he found out that Sita was imprisoned on an island. Rama could not reach the island, so he called on the flower spirits to help carry him across the island on magic glistening flower petals. At last, Rama reached the island. He and Ravana began to fight.
I will beat you, Rama!
But then the flower spirits showered Ravana with magic glittering flower petals. And all of a sudden, Ravana realized that what he was doing was wrong, and that he would let Sita leave and her husband Rama.
Sorry, you can't go home.
Sita and Rama returned to their home and lived happily ever after.
Marayuyo is a dance originating from the Aborigines of Australia. The Aboriginal culture is said to date back about 40 to 60,000 years. An Aboriginal group called the Yofi Yindi is a music group that seeks to preserve Aboriginal music and dances. They have also modernized some Aboriginal music and have produced several albums. In one of Yofi Yindi's albums called Red Sands Dreaming, we found Marayuyo. The song begins with a didgeridoo, or to some tribes known as the yugaki. This is the most famous Aboriginal musical instrument. Marayuyo is a dance in binary 4/4/AD pattern with an 8-measure interlude in the middle of the song. This dance is also performed with clapsticks called the bilma, which are similar to our rhythm sticks in music class, only more elaborately decorated. Mr. Miller's class learned the dance in its original form, but after several times of performing it this way, the class thought it was boring to repeat the same patterns over and over. So we brainstormed and figured out how to make it more interesting. We decided to do different formations, still sticking to the same form. Here is what we came up with.
Dashing White Sergeant is a Scottish country dance. It is performed in 4/4 time, otherwise known as a reel. The dance is performed by groups of 6 dancers and is a progressive dance. Students from Miss Costa's class and some students from Miss Yamanaka's class joined together to learn the traditional dance. This required a lot of teamwork. Students helped to create an original accompaniment for recorder and hand drum. As part of our current unit, Music Around the World, students have been comparing and contrasting music and dance from different cultures. See if you observe any similarities between Dashing White Sergeant and Old Dan Tucker, which you saw earlier in the concert.
Okay, as the kids enter the stage so beautifully and quietly, by the way,
for their last song, I would just like to say some thank yous. First of all, I think we better give a big hand to our grade 3 kids because they're amazing. Absolutely amazing, guys. Beautiful. And I'd like to thank Mr. Campbell, Mr. Rourke, Miss Gazelle, and Miss Denise in the office for all of their support. The Fine Arts Office, Marcia Hillman and Lou Talons. Please, a big hand for Mr. Bong and Mr. Christian up in the booth to make all this beautiful magic happen on stage. Also to PJ and Alexander for their technical support, and for Eugene for always coming and taking pictures when there's absolutely no reason why he should have to. Thank you, Eugene. He always gives his time for us. And also Mr. Marvin. Mr. Smith didn't have any kids in grade 3 this year, but he was there with us 100% supporting. Big hand for Mr. Smith. We're very lucky to have him on our team. Becky Lee and Beth Flowers for all their hard work in getting the costumes and props together. Adam Winton for narrating. That was the beautiful voice you heard in the Indonesian gamelan piece. All of the classroom teachers and teachers' assistants for their flexibility. They give a lot of their planning time to be here with us. They are very flexible in letting us work with their kids, and I'd really like to thank the teachers and TAs. And then, of course, all grade 3 parents. Why don't we give a big hand to our parents? And we should, Miss Peachy, can you stand up, please? Miss Peachy, one of the grade 3 teachers, as you know. And Miss Nadia, true to form, is running some kind of errand for us right now. So we couldn't do anything that we do without her. Let's give a big hand to Miss Nadia.
And of course, Miss Marnie, who was majority of the 3rd grade classes this year.
Thank you once again for coming. We hope that you have a fabulous International Day and a really, really wonderful holiday. Let's give Grade 3 another big round of applause.